सर्वमूर्तिस्वरूपिण्यै नमः। ॐ वेदमूर्त्यै नमः। ॐ वेदभूत्यै नमः। ॐ वेदान्तायै नमः। ॐ व्यवहारण्यै नमः। ॐ अनघायै नमः।
Nothing that we can perceive in the way of thought or emotion, sensation, any object from any zone of time. None of it is permanent, none of it belongs to you. It simply is a movement of consciousness, an expression of consciousness. You are the witness of it. If you tie yourself to any of these moving parts, you'll come into a field of fragmentation. It's not necessary, and you have the power to recognize that you are the stable seer of them. The more this seeing phenomenon incubate in itself rather than look out towards the story, because if you keep on paying attention to the moving parts, it will bring in a feeling of exhaustion for you. You'll get tired, you'll give it up. The purpose of observing is only to discern that whatever is arising is transient, and it will continue being transient. Don't waste too much time on that. As soon as it is recognized that all these parts are moving, shift the attention to the perceiver of them. As soon as the attention goes on towards the perceiver, the question is the perceiver of them a tangible entity? There is perceiving of the phenomenon or the phenomena, but is the perceiver itself a phenomenon? Then you will somehow contemplate this. And just the contemplating of this is burning a lot of, sweeping out a lot of noise by itself. And it is rooting the beingness into itself. And all feelings of division, separation, they will thin out in the light of this introspection, you see. And the power of that contemplation, don't underestimate. Then you can go anywhere in this universe as compelled by grace. And you will not be overwhelmed. You will always feel you're in the right place. You will find that there's no need to cling or pursue. You will not have the sense that anything is missing. Whatever belongs to you will be brought in front of you. But you will not have you will not become besotted by things which are transient in nature. You will search for yourself, because in the past, in the mind, composed an image of yourself which felt like it was a tangible thing, that you were an entity and tangible. But now that will not be there. It is a shift from the sense of being a person to becoming presence. And then at a certain point, even the presence itself is being perceived. What is it that can perceive even presence? This is unspeakable. Has no name. It has no religion, has no birth, has no beginning, has no end. It's not waiting some distance apart from you. It's not awaiting recognition. It is your own self. It's right here. So satsang is somehow the mirror in which the infinite can gaze upon itself. And what is felt to be distracting forces, they will not distract you. You are already the unity of being. If you don't succumb to the habit to go with the thoughts that blow off in front of you, don't go with them, but be aware of them, but stay only as the awareness of them. All these things will become spontaneously clear for you. It's not hard work, but it may require some persistence, but not just a kind of mental grinding, no. If you keep in your heart that it is your destiny to discover yourself, it's the natural impulse, the pull of the universe to recognize itself through these bodies. It's just that somehow, having spent some time under the hypnosis that we are merely our body, minds and personality, we seem to, in the play, forget our noble state. So something has already called you in that direction. And if you don't hold on to, give such loyalty to the image of yourself, which will only slow down the recognition, but stay open and say yes to yourself. You don't have to go through a lot of mentalizing. What am I saying yes to? If you're there, then you'll only pretend yes, it won't be true. But with some, it feels completely compelling to say yes. And the rest is grace. The grace of your own self. So I am not appealing to the efforts of your mind, but to the grace of the consciousness. It's not an appeal, an invitation, maybe, I don't know what to use, what words to use. But you don't need more knowledge, more experience, more places, more journeys, more books, more DVDs, more. It's not about more. Everything you need, you already have. How many mirrors do you need to look at your face? Very good. Thank you.
सर्वमूर्तिस्वरूपिण्यै नमः। ॐ वेदमूर्त्यै नमः। ॐ वेदभूत्यै नमः। ॐ वेदान्तायै नमः। ॐ व्यवहारण्यै नमः। ॐ अनघायै नमः। ॐ भगवत्यै नमः। ॐ रौद्रायै नमः। ॐ रुद्रस्वरूपिण्यै नमः। ॐ नारायण्यै नमः। ॐ नारसिंह्यै नमः। ॐ नागयज्ञोपवीतन्यै नमः। ॐ शङ्खचक्रगदाधारण्यै नमः। ॐ जटामुकुटशोभिन्यै नमः। ॐ अप्रमाणायै नमः। ॐ प्रमाणायै नमः। ॐ आदिमध्यावसानायै नमः। ॐ पुण्यदायै नमः। ॐ पुण्योपचारण्यै नमः। ॐ पुण्यकीर्त्यै नमः। ॐ स्तुतायै नमः। ॐ विशालाक्ष्यै नमः। ॐ गम्भीरायै नमः। ॐ रूपान्वितायै नमः। ॐ कालरात्र्यै नमः। ॐ अनल्पसिद्ध्यै नमः।